It weighs heavy on one's heart. I could tell right from the start that sweeter ones.
Hey, Facebook world. My name is Kathy Rivers, and, well, this is my story. The reason why I'm making this video is basically, you know, myself being a woman, I have struggled with my weight. I have struggled with my body image. I have struggled with, self-worth for 40 years. And, you know, the past 6 years, I've really had it deep in my heart to make this type of video, to share my story, and hopefully, you know, I don't know, light a fire under, you know, women's asses to realize that, we're all beautiful and we're all worth it. So anyways, okay, first off, I have to put a warning on. There may be a couple of F-bombs coming out every once in a while, okay? So, yeah, just, you know, cover your children's ears or get them out of the room. I get passionate about stuff and, you know, hey, my Rhode Island comes out, whatever. Okay, so here's the deal. Why is it, as women, we can compliment other women on, oh my gosh, how beautiful they look, how, you know, in shape, or how we love their bodies, or whatever, or compliment anybody else on anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be on you know, the whole body thing. Compliment anybody on anything else, except, you know, and then when somebody compliments us, we give the whole, oh no, you know, no, that's not true, or, oh, what is that? What is that about? Well, you know, again, I've been wanting to do this video for 6 years. It's been on my heart, and basically I've been afraid to do it, you know, fear, right? And then, you know, God has really just, you know, wow, this past week has really been riding my ass to do it. Sorry. And I truly believe that our, what's the word I'm looking for? Our belief about ourselves comes from a defining moment in our lives, especially women, okay? You know, I'm not excluding the men here, but especially women, because we're supposed to look a certain way. We're supposed to dress a certain way. We're, you know, our gosh, I don't even know what word I'm looking for. Our goal in life is what? To be pretty? I mean, seriously, that's not, I mean, that is what this whole society is about, especially when where the women are concerned. The men, it's more, what do you make? How much do you make? What do you do for a living? You know, but for the women, it's all about body image. It's all about being pretty. And, you know, if you don't look a certain way, if you're not this size, if you don't weigh this much, oh my God, you know, you might as well just go freaking hang yourself from a chandelier, because what's the point, right? Okay, so I do believe that there is a defining moment in everyone's life that made them start believing that they weren't worth it, or they weren't good enough. And until you can really look back on your life, because most likely it was something that happened in your childhood, which it did in mine, and we carried that, you know, we believed it, we received it, you know, as Pastor Rob Longmire told me, we received it, and then instead of letting it go, instead of not believing it, because most of us, again, you know, this happened when we were children. You know, we knew no better. You know, we believed whatever somebody said to us, especially if it was an adult, right? So, you know, we believed that. And instead of letting it go, because obviously you're a kid, you don't know what letting it go means. Oh man, we took that little bit of information, you know, and we just packed it away in a nice pretty package and put it in the back of our head, and that was what we believed our whole life. So I want to share with you my story. Okay, there might be some tears here too. My story, and it's my story. It's my experiences and how I viewed my childhood, and how I interpreted what was said to me, what was done, or whatever. It's all me. I am not judging anybody. I am not putting blame on anybody, okay? I'm just sharing this because I truly and honestly believe that it'll help a lot of women out there, because I think 99.9% of you are basically in the same boat as me. My parents used to drop us off at my grandparents' house, and then my meme and pepe. My grandparents being my father's mother and father, and my meme and pepe being my mother's side, the French side, and then the other side was the Polacks, the Polacks. So anyways, okay, so my defining moment, I'm pretty sure I was like maybe 8 to 9 years old, and we went over to my grandparents' house, my father's mother and father's apartment, and the Polacks, they're very the boys are the special ones, okay? So it was just me, my sister, and my brother, 3 kids, and the boys were the special ones. So my grandmother always spoiled or paid more attention to my brother than she did to me and my sister. And she was a very hard woman, very cold, just hard, not, just, yeah. And so we were there one afternoon, and I had to have been 8, 9 years old, and we were having lunch. And this is a defining moment when you can remember, the specifics of it. We were having lunch and we were eating chicken soup because it was the winter. And we were all sitting at the table, me, my brother, and my sister. It was a really small apartment. Christ's sakes, it was always like 100 frickin' degrees in there. And my brother finished his bowl of soup, and he went up and asked my grandmother for another bowl of soup. And she said, "Oh, of course," gave him another bowl of soup. So when I finished, I went up to ask her for another bowl of soup, and she said, "No, you're gonna get fat like your mother." Okay, so that still hits me pretty hard, right? So first of all, my mother's not fat. My mother wasn't fat. I mean, you're 8 years old, you know what I mean? What is that? What does that even mean? Okay? So, my mother was my mother. My mom's my mom, you know what I mean? And that was, 2 things happened that day, okay? The first thing that happened was, that was the day I started hating my grandmother, for just saying that about my mom, even though I didn't even really understand. I didn't get the concept of what she was saying. I just knew it was mean, and she was just a mean person. And so that was the first thing that happened. And then the second thing that happened was I started to hate food. See? I started to look at food like it was the enemy. And here I am, 8 years old, and I go from, "Oh my God, this is the best chicken soup, this is great," to, "Wow, I don't want to eat anymore." And after that day, also too, I think things changed between me and my mom. I started watching her with food. See? Because again, my grandmother said, "You're gonna get fat like your mother." So again, I connected, okay, more food means fat. Okay, what does fat mean? Right? So I started watching my mom with food, and to see, I don't understand what the connection is. And by no means was my mother fat. She had 3 freaking kids, for God's sakes, right? And I started watching her, and that was the beginning of me believing. Me believing that I wasn't good enough. Yeah. You gotta be honest with yourself. Okay? You gotta be honest with yourself. I don't give a crap if you weigh 500 pounds or if you weigh 100 pounds. I don't give a crap. You have to be honest with yourself and stop blaming situations. Stop blaming, well, if it wasn't for this, then I wouldn't be there. If it wasn't for this, we are all responsible for our own crap. We're all responsible for our own successes, our own failures, right? But until we get honest with ourselves and really think back and define that moment and don't give it any more power, because that's what it is, right? It's power. Let it go. You received it, now let it go. All that shit, all that nonsense that you thought about yourself for so many years, for so long, of not being good enough, of, oh my God, I'm too fat, or, you know, I'm too whatever, you know, all that negative self-talk, all that, you know, all that does is give that defining moment more power. So until you take that power away from that moment, you're just gonna keep running on that freaking gerbil thing, that gerbil wheel, right? You're just gonna keep going around and around. Oh, let me try this diet. Let me try that diet. Let me try this workout. Let me try that workout. You know, I did that. You know how many freaking gyms I belonged to? I mean, it was crazy, because this is what would happen. I'd get to a gym. I would start a new diet. I would start working out, and I'd lose all this weight, and everybody would be like, wow, you look awesome, you look great. But of course, I can't maintain it because I'm starving myself, or I'm working out 4 hours a day, or I'm on 9 freaking fat burners a day, and I'm drinking 3 fucking pots of coffee, right? I'm jacking myself up. I can't maintain that. I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack, right? Or I'm gonna die. So I look great though. Wow, girl, I look good, right? I'm fitting in all this new workout freaking clothes that I bought and da-da-da and all this stuff, and I'm just strutting my stuff. And then the day that I decide to eat real food, that I decide to sit down and eat real food, I can't stop. I can't stop. That moment, you know, that time that I was telling you that I weighed 148 pounds, I had like an 8-pack, never mind a 6-pack, man, I had an 8-pack, like literally, you could freaking see every muscle in my body. It was kind of sick, you know. But I still thought I was fat, you know. I remember stepping down the stairs at the gym that I was going to at the time, and I saw every muscle in my leg. It was almost like an anatomy chart. Yeah, it was like really freaked me out, you know. But anyways, okay, fast forward. I started eating normal food. And when I say normal, I was starving myself for a good solid, 5 months. Working out 3 hours a day. Running, 6-7 miles a day on top of working out 3 hours a day. And living on basically canned tuna fish and lettuce. Now, for all you psychos out there that just heard that and thought to yourself, oh wow, that's what I'm gonna do. See, because that's how we think, right? That's how we think. Well, she lost all that weight just eating tuna fish and lettuce. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Oh my God. I remember the first day that I sat down and I ate real food. I ate a whole pizza in a jar of peanut butter, this big. You know, one of those like 48 ounce, you know, freaking family size, like, you know. I ate a whole jar of peanut butter and a whole pizza, and I wasn't even full. I wasn't even close to being full, and I just kept eating. I gained 28 pounds in 2 weeks, right? So here I was, ripped to shreds, a size 6, right? And on my frame, and I blew up like a balloon. Well, of course I couldn't go back to that gym. my God, what would people think? They would stare at me. They'd look at me. You know what I mean? Like, wow, what happened to her, blah, blah, blah. So I'd go to another gym, and it would start all over again. I'd work out 3 months, 4 months, starve myself, get skinny again, get in shape, freaking lose it because it's not maintainable, right? Can't do it for so long. Your body's gonna shut down. Start eating again, gain all the weight back. Go to another gym. Crazy, right? And then 6 years ago, I was introduced to CrossFit. Damn. Changed my life. It really did. I don't even have a scale anymore, you know? And I totally go by feel. I feel great. Ooh, feeling a little chunky today. All right, you know, let me cut back on the freaking potato chips. Whatever, you know? But I work out, you know what I mean? And that's the whole thing. It's like, God, guys, you know when we die, you know? Do you really think people are going to be like, you know, oh my God, you know, she's a size 14, holy crap. I mean, really, seriously, is that what people are going to think when, you know, when we die? You know, you really think that they're going to ask, oh, well, what was she weighing the day before she died? Or, you know, what size was she the day before she died? I mean, really, seriously, let's think about that, right? Do you know how many hours a day? Do you know how many days a week? Do you know how many weeks in a month? Do you know how many months in a year that we obsess about what we look like? It's freaking pathetic. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be in shape. Absolutely not. You understand what I'm saying? I think people should strive to get in shape, you know, but not obsess. That's the difference, right? That's the difference, you know? I don't run 5 miles every day. You know, I did that for freaking 12 years. You know, 5, 6, 7 miles every day because, oh my God, Lord forbid I eat a fucking cracker today. Wow, like, you know, seriously, sad, right? So, find the defining moment in your life and let it go.
Yes, darling, save yourself. Oh, you save yourself. Just go on and save yourself for someone else. Oh, how you gonna break? Yeah, how you gonna break? Oh, what's it gonna take? Yeah, how you gonna break? Oh, how you gonna break? Oh, how you gonna break? Oh, what's it gonna take? Yeah, how you gonna break? How you gonna break? How you gonna break? How you gonna